Hey there, I'm Julie Barrett with Conservative Ladies of America and Conservative Ladies of Washington, and I'm back again with another bill of the day. Today we are talking about House Bill 1032. This was just pre-filed today, December 11th, in advance of the 2025 legislative session in Washington, which starts on Monday, January 13th. House Bill 1032 is a repeat of a bill we had in the 2024 session. It was Senate Bill 5832. This is an act relating to school district elections. What this bill would do is, instead of the 2/3 of a vote to pass school district bonds and levies, this would change it so that it's a simple majority of just over 50%. Now, if you live in Washington, and I think this is happening all over the country, but you probably know that school bonds and levies are not passing. And this is because taxpayers and parents are very unhappy with the education system and the fact that they are failing our students. In Washington state, if you look at the state report card, you have just about 50% of kids meeting standard on ELA. I think it's about 43 on science, and about 39% of kids are meeting standard in math. That is terrible. And the way that citizens are able to make their voice heard is by voting down these bonds and levies. And basically that's the citizens' way of saying, we want you to change what you're doing. We want you to be educating our students, and you're not doing that. And so what the legislature wants to do, particularly the Democrats and maybe a few Republicans too, is they want to change it so it makes these bonds easier to pass, and that there's less transparency, there's less oversight, there's less accountability. One of the things I brought to my testimony when I testified in front of the Senate Education Committee last January was about Tacoma School District. Now, Tacoma School District had a bond on the February ballot for 2024 for the school district elections this past February. In the voters pamphlet, it stated that the bond is for $650 million. It failed to include the $468 million in interest and fees that would be included with that $650 million, bringing the tab for taxpayers to over $1.1 billion. So there's a lot of deception that goes into these ballot statements. And one of the things that we have learned from our friend Jeff over at schooldataproject.com is that in the ballot statements, there's often a pro statement. There's always a pro statement because the school districts are putting in the pro statement, but there's very often not a con statement. So voters don't get to see both sides of it. Jeff frequently writes the con statements for different school districts, but Washington state counties and local jurisdictions have passed laws. He calls it the anti-Jeff laws, that require the con statement to be written by someone who lives in the school district. So we have worked together with Jeff to try to find people that live in various school districts that are willing and able to write those con statements so that voters can actually see both sides of the story. So what this House Bill 1032 will do is there will be less oversight. There will be a simple majority to pass these school bonds and levies. Now, this goes along with a state constitutional amendment. So there's HJR, I think it's 4021 is also been filed that goes along with this. So what has to happen then is the legislature needs 2/3 to vote to pass the constitutional amendment for it to move out of the legislature. If that happens, then it would go on the ballot, potentially the 2025 or the 2026 ballot, for voters to decide if they're going to pass that. So once it goes on the ballot, it would require a simple majority of the voters to pass that and change the state constitution to allow school district elections to pass by a simple majority. So like I said, this is something that I testified against last year. Our team will be testifying against it again in 2025, and we'll be bringing you updates. We'll be bringing you calls to action when the time comes for this bill to be in committee and for you to make your voice heard. There's the 30-second sign in where you can say that you oppose a bill. We'll give you all that information. So make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Make sure that you have notifications turned on, because a lot of times our videos are time sensitive and you won't want to miss a thing. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being engaged, and I look forward to seeing you next time.